Hello, beautiful soul family. Rebecca here, your vibe mentor, bringing you another video on how to raise your vibration so you can live your best life. Let's talk today about forgiveness. When you discover that part of the trauma responses or the trauma behaviors that we have adopted or become accustomed to, that they have influenced others sometimes in a not so positive way, whether it's our children or our relationships or our lack of boundaries, even may have allowed some of the things that we've experienced in our lives to happen, even though we would never have chosen that path had we realized what was happening. Sometimes we feel a little bit guilty. And so let's talk today about forgiveness. But before I do, I wanted to really quickly tell you we are putting together a community. I have been doing this work for over a year, helping people heal either complex trauma, the unworthiness wound, the lack mentality, the belief in not enoughness, things that make us overgive, people please, self-sacrifice, self-abandon. All of that falls under the bucket of complex trauma. So in order to fully self-actualize, to tap into your full potential, to fulfill the purpose that you are here for, we have to heal these blocks and wounds that hold us back so that we can together co-create heaven on earth. And so our community is called the New Earth Construction Team. And I'm really, really excited to bring this out to the world because historically it's cost at least $2,000 to work with me. And now you can have me for $20 a month. And I am so, so excited that we're going to be able to deep dive into all of the topics. We'll do some brain spotting. Brain spotting is what is necessary to heal trauma that gets stuck in the body. You need somatic work. We're also going to be the mirrors for each other to help us spot our trauma patterns and help not only keep us accountable, because it's really just not about that, but rather implementation. How do we make sure that not only do we know the thing, but we really ingrain it at a core cellular level. So this community is going to be amazing for healing the trauma, healing the wounds that hold you back, clearing abundance blocks so that you can step into your life purpose and assist in manifesting heaven on earth. So really, really excited to do that. If you want to join us, comment below, email me, let me know, say, hey, I want to be grandfathered in as a foundation member. A founding member gets grandfathered in at that $20 a month price. Otherwise, the price will go up over the course of the next couple of weeks and, of course, likely in years following. Doors will open officially. You'll be able to get into the community and meet everyone and chat and post and connect on November 11th. So 11/11. The doors will close indefinitely, likely for about 6 months, on November 22nd. So I have to keep the doors open for a short period of time so that we can strategically walk through the success path that is necessary to heal the wounds, remove the blocks, identify purpose, and start manifesting abundance. So there is a very linear process that we need to walk through. And of course, it will be agile as well. The members will drive what is necessary, what we need to loop back on, maybe where we need to jump forward. And that's the beauty of being one of the founding members, is you get to shape this community. So I love that the New Earth Construction Team acronym sounds a little bit like, or looks a little bit like, the term NEST. So I think of being sort of the mother of this community and nurturing and supporting and incubating the gifts inside of you, creating that safe place, holding space for you to fully explore all of the things that hold you back so that we can heal, become whole again, and fully shine. So this is really, really exciting. Let me know if you want to join us. This is going to be an amazing place and you want to be here with us. So, all right, forgiveness. Let's talk about this. So when we start to realize that the trauma responses are not who we are. I'll use myself as an example that when I was, in my teenage years and in my early 20s, I would consider myself very easygoing, very passive, a little bit shy, very, very introverted, obviously hypersensitive. All of those things, come to find out, were a trauma response. Now, when we are growing up in an environment where we don't feel safe for an extended period of time, likely you did not feel safe, seen, heard, cared for, or loved for an extended period of time. That's what it creates, the complex trauma or the unworthiness wound. Our coping mechanisms, our brain's job is to keep us safe. One of the coping mechanisms is to be highly sensitive or highly empathic, highly attuned to your environment. So we have to navigate the world around us and figure out who's here and how do I stay safe in it. In other words, we also wear a mask. We learn to become what is needed in this environment to prevent any additional pain. And so some of the behaviors that we might take on, being very passive, being very easygoing, not asking too much, really laid back, or even sometimes very gregarious or very outgoing or very funny. These are sort of covers for, or ways that we have learned to lean on a crutch so as not to actually have to be who we really are, because the brain has determined that who we are is a problem. So what can happen in those situations is we have very porous boundaries. We subconsciously invite toxic people into our lives. We don't uphold boundaries, and so we allow them to treat us poorly. And especially if you're in a relationship where children are involved or other family members, the bystanders can get hurt. That whether we are, in a shadow self in a way of fawning or freezing, or in the shadow self of aggression and anger and frustration, either way, people around us will experience a side of us that is less than ideal. That we may inadvertently hurt our family, our friends, our loved ones, in our own effort to survive, and in only behaving the way we've ever known how to behave, the ways that kept us safe. We may hurt people, and it can be very easy. I will say personally, as a mother, having kids and not realizing that some of my triggers and some of my trauma responses have hurt my children, and that I may have inadvertently perpetuated some of the trauma that I carried throughout my life and was brought to me through their parents and their parents and their parents. And it goes back many, many generations. So the point of this video is to recognize that as you go through the healing process, we will become aware of areas where we, you could say, fell down, where we made mistakes, where we didn't realize. And the whole point of this video is to have grace for yourself. Have grace in knowing and reminding yourself that you did the best you could with what you had, as did your parents, as did their parents. That we did not have the awareness around trauma like we do now. We certainly didn't understand trauma healing the way we do now. And we haven't understood fully until recent years trauma behaviors and trauma responses. And so to expect ourselves to have figured that out, or to have had the answers, or to have known, or to have done better would be unreasonable. And forgiveness is important for you, not just for the people who have hurt us, but also for ourselves. That as we hold on to what they did to me or what I did to someone else, it is an energetic weight or burden. And the idea here, the purpose of this channel, the purpose of my being and everything that I create, is to help you fully self-actualize, which requires all of your energy to be focused towards self-actualization and creation, manifestation. You are a creator, you are manifesting all the time, whether you realize it or not. It's a question of, are you manifesting more of the same, or are you manifesting with intention, something to support and assist in creating the new earth. So it can be difficult for us to acknowledge and to realize and come to a place of awareness around our mistakes and our trauma responses and our trauma behaviors. And it's a fine line. We have to become aware of them so that we can acknowledge what needs to be changed and how we need to do things differently. But at the same time, we cannot dwell on them. We cannot hold on to that. We cannot, certainly, most importantly, we cannot carry the burden of the mistake. We have to forgive ourselves. We have to have grace for ourselves. And I love improv as an example of how to live life. That if we are in resistance to the other character, if they come out and they present a theme and suggest a storyline and you say, no, it is the end of the scene, the game can go no further. We have to say yes and. We cannot be in resistance to what is or what was, because otherwise it is the end. It is a block. It is a stoppage. And as we hold on to things and we mull over how bad we should feel or how horrible it was, we carry that energetic weight that is a block that prevents us from moving forward. And so we want to play the game of life the way we play improv. We want to say yes and. Yes, that happened. and I acknowledge it happened, and I acknowledge the need for change, and I have implemented things that will ensure that change, and now I can move forward. And forgiveness, forgiving yourself or forgiving the other, really is a choice. It is just as simple as a choice. Making that decision to say, I will no longer carry this burden. I will no longer allow the weight of the past to weigh me down. That forgiving yourself is freeing yourself. Forgiving the other is also freeing yourself as well as them. So I don't want to belabor the point. I think it's just really important to note that part of the healing process, part of the healing journey is going to be forgiving. Forgiving those who have hurt us and forgiving ourselves for not showing up as fully or wholly as we potentially could have. Of course, it would be unreasonable to expect that given the circumstances. Okay. I love you guys. Please do make sure you drop me a note about the membership if you're excited about this like we are. There's multiple members already signed up, so there is already a community there waiting to embrace you with open arms, to love on you, to nurture you, support you, and to walk this journey with you. If you have not yet already, if you are one of the 86% of people who watch my videos who are not yet subscribed, please do make sure you click this subscribe button. Help us get to that monetization goal. That would be awesome and amazing. Otherwise, if you want to just continue the conversation today, this video is chosen based on your preferences and is likely something you might enjoy. All right, take care, my friends. I love you, and I'll see you on the next video.